Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. It is Eyes Open for Monday, the 19th day of February 2024. And that is also happens to be President's Day today. So happy President's Day for those of you that were able to take off and getting some production stuff done here as we kick this thing off. I'm getting ready to put the link up here. Chris will be joining us soon. And talking about unintended consequences tonight. Hello, Pat Tolliver. Thank you for clicking on. Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody. Most people will be watching this, not watching it live, but watching at your convenience. And I greatly appreciate those that do. And say a special hello and thank you to those that are joining us live. And as I said, Chris is going to be joining us soon. In the meantime, I'm going to kick off our thing this evening with Bonehead Truckers. We're going to be talking about, unintended consequences and truckers boycotting New York City. Just going to play his open here.
Here comes a stupid. Here comes a stupid. Listen, this is an election year. All right. We already had one stupid in January. Now we're having another stupid in February.
Okay. He was referencing the Take Back the Border trucker Take Back the Border effort that was attempted to be tied to truckers. And spoiler alert, he was going to go down that same route now with what's being attempted in New York City, or attempted to be put upon New York City, I should say. And again, we'll get Chris up here in a few minutes, and when we do, we'll get rolling along. Hi, Cunning. Hi, Shelly G. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody again for being here. And we're going to be talking about, as I said, the topic tonight is the trucker thing in New York City. Bonehead Trucker doesn't think that anything will come of it. I'm going to go ahead and share this while we wait for Chris here. This is the guy that we featured yesterday on Sunday. A quick little recorded episode about that they were planning to do this today, begin it today, and this is the guy that we referenced. And this is someone is backing up and putting it in reverse. The trucker who organized Boycott has now backed down and changed his mind, deleted his video, and issued a retraction. And when I saw that, again, this came out 11 hours ago. So this morning when I saw that, I thought, okay, all right, this guy is realizing the unintended consequences of what he has said. And the fact that what he has said has spread. He says that he deleted the video because his grandson saw it on TikTok and he didn't want his grandson seeing it. He deleted the video because at some point somebody said, hey, saying that you're going to do something until, to get your way. The thing is, no trucks go into New York City until the fine against Trump is dropped. That's extortion. That's extortion. And there's a congressional act when it's done across state lines, and unintended consequences. So now, this guy's pulled the video down, but it doesn't matter that he's pulled his video down because the video has circulated. And so then he comes back with, he says, I took the video down Friday because it went viral. My grandson seen it on TikTok. No one's got to me. Heard what drivers were saying. I'm hearing what some of that today. Ain't scared. Grew up in Chicago. Drivers can make their own decisions based on their families and careers. I worked for a place for 18 years. I quit them in one day and had this job before I got to my car. I ain't the leader of any movement. Okay, he's trying to cover his actions. He's trying to lessen what he has started. Now, he better hope it doesn't escalate, because if it does, he is the one that will be held accountable. And I think he's probably, as I said, he's probably realizing that. But it is catching some legs. This is from Tom Callahan Auto Production. They make the official brake pads of the New York Fire Department. And they're saying for the next 3 years, no Callahan products will be shipped to New York City. We stand with, okay. There are a lot of other people that make brake pads, just saying. But nonetheless, this is starting to catch on a little bit. And this is the other side of it. This is the guy. I'm just a trucker who heard chatter and posted it on Twitter. Again, the guy's trying to downplay what he has actually started, what he accomplished what he wanted to do. And now it's like the dog that chases the car. Once you catch the car, what are you going to do? The guy's caught the car and he got what he wanted. Even if it doesn't come to fruition, there's already more than enough exposure that you can probably just about guarantee that the feds are aware of him and probably tracking his whereabouts. And if anything does come again, this guy's going to be the leader, whether he likes it or not. Once again, it's starting to catch a little bit of a starting to catch some legs. Let's just put it that way. Female trucker joins protest. Says if 10% of truckers join the movement, it would cripple New York City. It could shut the city down. Just 10%. Prices are going to skyrocket. When that happens, it's going to cost everyone more money. So we'll get Chris up here. Hopefully, buzz back over here. He is here. And we'll get Chris up here and drop this off. Say, Chris, what's going on? Are you there? Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Little better, still low.
How's it now? Can you hear me?
I'll say hi to LePreux. Peace, love, and sunshine. Thank everybody for being here. Give us a test, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we go. We got you. That's better.
Okay, great.
So, unintended consequences. This guy went on, made a video of himself, said what he wanted to accomplish, and it's slowly starting to take place. Now the guy's going, hey, whoa, I'm not a leader of anything. I'm just a guy, blah, 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 blah. Unintended consequences.
Right. So, yeah, can you hear me better?
Yes, I got you.
Okay. So the whole thing about it is think about like this. There's some truckers that are going to be doing this, but then there are other truckers that aren't going to be following him. see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, we have to take a look at the majority of truckers that either are or are not going to deliver the goods and take the goods out to New York City. And hopefully, the majority of the truckers are not following this guy. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it's just the minority that's actually following this guy. You see? So, um, yes, it, New York could be impacted. It really could be. But at the same time, like I said, you have to consider who is actually the minority of the truckers taking things in and bringing them out, or the group that isn't taking things in and bringing them out. That's what we have to look at. Does that make sense?
Because there are goods that come into the ports around New York City, and then they are put in trucks and brought out, as well as people think everything's just trucked into New York City. There are a lot of goods that are trucked out of New York City as well.
Exactly. Exactly. So, like I said, these people are saying that a lot of these people have to eat. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
don't and they have bills to pay, and don't think for 1 minute that they're going to risk their livelihood for one person. You see, a lot of people talk that stuff, but when it really comes down to it, when they start that income starts to dwindle, well, then you know reality sets in and be like, whoa, this wasn't like the best idea ever. And I think we kind of discussed this before. When people talk all that mess. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It never usually materializes at all.
Okay, we got a notification there. That sounded like a sonar ping. Are you on a submarine? Oh, you don't have to answer that. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. Um, it's weird. Are you on a submarine? Okay. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up. You're going in and out.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to drop you down here and then bring you back up. Okay, this is kind of weird. I heard, maybe I'm the only one that heard it. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining. A major ping. It sounded like a sonar ping from a submarine. Chris, we got a better connection?
Yeah, I think it's better. Can you hear me now? Can the
Yes,
audience hear me?
yes. Uh, let's see. Can you hear him? Is everybody hearing? Okay. We'll wait a second here and make sure that people in the chat, people listening live, thank you all for being here. Can you hear Chris all right? Okay. They're hearing you, Chris, and they also heard the ping.
Okay, great.
All right, they can hear you. All right, so
good.
yeah. You talked about how some of these people, yeah, okay, some of these people went on this convoy. It was called the People's Convoy, and there were truckers involved, and some of those truckers did lose their jobs. Some of those truckers did choose to well, actually, some of them ended up going and sitting in lawn chairs on the mall in Washington D.C. for 30 days. But the income came in from people watching them on live streams and donating to them.
So the money came from people on live streams. It didn't come from their employers.
No, the money came from people making donations and through live streams.
Okay, well, if that's how they got the money, then so be it. But eventually, those people aren't going to have that type of money to keep dumping in.
Right. That's what
You know,
happened. Yeah, that's what happened. Eventually, it everybody's like, this is just a big scam. This is just a big grift. You're not doing anything. You're not accomplishing anything. We're just sending you money to sit in lawn chairs.
right?
And
So you know,
it made
it's
it made for some great it made for some great viewing, but that was only because of the people protesting them being on the mall. Without those brave people out there protesting, that there wouldn't have been all the entertainment for all of us. Um, so
right. So
I,
you know,
I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say that you know, I'm not going to say that enough truckers might just go, okay, this is it. This is the hill I'm going to die on, and I'm not going to go into New York City anymore. Um, I, 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 I can't imagine making that choice for somebody that not only do they not know, but if you look at his track record, his past history, it's it's questionable at doubt or at best. So um, we got a bunch of crazy people, and I'm just hoping there aren't enough crazy truckers that will do something that will have an impact. But
well,
I'm not going to say they won't.
Barry. Here's the thing, and we discussed this before, um, and I've said this before. The people that talk the most likely aren't going to. They really aren't. Just the ones that are really quiet. Those are the ones you have to watch. Those are the ones you really have to watch.
But we don't see them.
Say
You
again?
know, we don't see them. The ones that are
Exactly.
quiet. That we don't
That's the thing.
we don't
That's the
see
thing.
them. They are the ones we have to watch, but we don't see them.
Exactly.
Unless you're really observant and chat and things like that. Um,
But see, that's
yeah,
the point. You're not supposed to be seen, right?
yeah. How do you think BRICS, the leaders of the governments that form the alliance called BRICS, how do you think they would view um, a successful operation against New York City and trying to uh, punish the people of New York City for upholding the law?
They of course they're going to love that, right? Because
Yeah,
what's their end state? Their end state is to devalue the dollar, the petrodollar, right? So anything that helps in their favor, they're gonna totally enjoy. You see, like this right here
yeah,
screws up our
yeah.
economy even more. You see, and
And plus,
here's the thing. Once again, the people here, they're micro thinking. They're not macro thinkers. You see, that's micro thinking. If we do this, then our government should let up and do X, Y, and should let up and uh, they're going to overturn whatever Trump, the verdict or whatever. Like, okay, that's not even realistic. Okay, they found him
mhm.
liable for all that, and that's it. Okay, they're not going to overturn it. People, get real. So you doing that
No,
is micro thinking. It's not macro thinking. Okay,
I
you
called
have
it
to be. You have to
reactionary
see the
thinking
big picture.
yesterday. Yeah, I called it
Say again.
reactionary. I called it reactionary thinking yesterday.
Right.
You know,
So
they were
um,
unhappy, and here's what I'm going to do about it.
right. So I'm unhappy. So
And
I'm
it's
gonna
not
have a
big.
temper tantrum, and this is what I'm gonna do. Well, that doesn't exactly like
Yeah.
you need to plan if you're gonna do something like that. You need to really plan something like this out and have should we say an end state, and because you just it's like a knee jerk reaction. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You
And
can when you have
it's setting you
immediate
up.
knee jerk reaction.
Go ahead.
That when you have a knee jerk reaction, that's almost like an emotional response. You see, when people
Hmm.
act on their
Yeah.
emotions, when people act on their emotions, the, the outcome normally doesn't work out in the favor that they want it to. You see, so the
Yeah.
other groups, when we're talking about bricks, still sitting back laughing like this is perfect. I hope this works, so we can like really screw up the United States
Yeah.
economy even more. You see,
Hmm.
so what they don't realize is that they're also hurting themselves in the big picture. That's what they need to see.
And plus, this guy's basically on record uh, threatening and putting into action an extortion plot. You know, we're going to, you know, we're going to have this action, and it's not going to stop until you do what we want. That's by basic legal definition extortion.
Well, I don't think that's
I don't think he thought that through. Oh, I'm
no,
not
they
saying they're
don't.
going to go
They
arrest him.
listen. That's
Go ahead.
that's yeah. Could you repeat that, Barry?
I just said I'm not saying they're going to, they're going to go arrest the guy at the moment, but if they wanted to arrest him, they could hold him and charge him with extortion, attempted extortion,
Right.
because of
No, you know,
threatening to cut off life nec- cut off supply of goods that are necessary for life,
right. So
because he wanted to cut off
basically,
everything.
right, which wasn't very intelligent. Actually. But so you have to have we're talking about the intent, opportunity, means, and capability to do that. You see,
Right.
so
Hmm.
that's that's why if he can if the government can uh, find that he had all those, then you know what? Yeah, it's yeah, we could possibly charge him. I think they would have enough shit probably
And
cause.
wouldn't that kind of take the wind out of the sails if you immediately, within a day of this guy saying what he has said, you come in and you nab him, everybody's going to go, whoa, we're not going to do anything like that. Because and the thing
Here's the
is,
thing.
the people that are going to get hurt the most if this comes to fruition are going to be the poorest people in the city.
Right. Well,
And
now
I'm
think
not talking
about
about
this,
the
right?
migrants. I'm talking about the neighborhoods.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Think about the migrants too, which I'm pretty sure most people really aren't too concerned about. Um,
Right.
I think we're more or less concerned with their own with our own people, other American people. But the migrants are going to get affected in this too. You see, and because they're going to be
Oh yeah.
affected by,
Absolutely.
and you best believe more violence is going to occur out of that. Think about if there's not enough food to eat, what do you think's going to happen? Huh?
It
They're
within
gonna,
72 hours everything breaks down into chaos.
right. So, you know, these people, especially these migrants, you have those gangs, and they're starting to, form alliances. That could spell, you know, disaster for the people of New York.
Yeah.
You see, and this,
And and Chris, I'm seeing images of migrant gangs forming in other areas as well. I think there was like a standoff between police and a migrant gang after a riot. I think it was in South Carolina.
Really? Like I said, Barry, I think
So,
I think I
yeah,
spoke on the show not too long ago. They need to just start rounding these people up. So to nip the problem in the bud, just start rounding these people up, and you can stick them. I don't know where you're gonna put them, but they need to go because this is not sounding very good at all, at all. Okay, they're starting to form
hmm
alliances, and once that starts to happen, then they start acting really stupid. You see, so the point is, you don't want them. You don't want it to get to that point. You see,
yeah,
because then you pretty much you're gonna lose control. So you have to stop it now. You have to round them up now.
they're not going to do that, Chris.
Well, then they're just gonna have big problems. Really hard. Like I said, I'm a left of bang type guy. When I talk about being left of bang, I'm talking about being proactive. Okay, we're there to mitigate. If we see a problem, we're there to mitigate that problem before it turns into that bang. All right, before it turns into that problem. If you see a problem, then you need to address it and you need to fix it now. You can't wait you can't be reactionary for something like this. You have to nip the problem in the bud before that problem even occurs.
What did you say it was again? What was the first part? It was
About being left of bang.
something and bang.
No, we call that left of bang. Left of bang. So if you
Left of
right, left of
bang.
bang. So if you're a left of bang type person or you're thinking, you're there to mitigate. You see a problem, and you're there to mitigate that problem before it hits that first bang. Okay, the bang would be whatever. It could be those gangs starting to shoot people. It could be the gangs uh, conducting burglaries or robberies, whatever. Okay, that's the bang. You want to stop it before it gets to that
And
point.
I'm hearing I'm again seeing footage of the uh, more affluent neighborhoods around Detroit getting hit by gangs of migrants.
Yeah. Well, that's you see. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Just like I said, right? And that's why.
Okay. Yeah, and that's why it's so. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it because they're playing politics, but um, why have we not just sealed the border? Um, I mean, I know why, and but I totally understand 98% of the population of the United States going, why haven't we just sealed the border or whatever percent it is? It should be 98% because uh, we've got a problem, right, Chris?
98% of the border, huh? Well,
I I think 98% of Americans feel the southern border should be sealed.
it should be. It really should be. I mean, there's no way in the world you're gonna tell me you're gonna allow all these people who are supposedly asylum seekers just to come in and just do whatever they want. I'm like, I don't think so. See, so
And this isn't about being racist.
no, it is.
This is about ideologies and legitimate questions of how are all these people, 20,000 people, Chinese people supposedly have come in 2024.
So when did all the Chinese people want to come to the United States through the border?
How did they get out of China? How did they get the money to get to the southern border? How did they've got a I mean, we're being set up. We are being silently invaded.
That's exactly what it is. It's an invasion, right?
And I'm not trying to be Alex Jones here. You know, I'm not a far right wing whack job, but
No,
we are
but I
being silently invaded.
right,
Now, not everybody coming across is bad,
no, I mean
but
not everyone.
go
You
ahead.
know, not everyone. But if you're looking at like, but see, that's profiling, and you know sometimes with that profiling, that can go wrong. You know, you're looking at military age males. You know, but see, what if the Chinese are like, oh, since they're going to target the military age males, you know, we're going to start running females in. You see, what if they start bringing females with children in? You think they're going to be detected? No. But meanwhile, they could be doing, maybe they could have the same agenda as the males. You don't know.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Women can shoot, women can fight, women can stab, women can make bombs, women can, yeah.
You see? So, and the reason I say that, right? Like in Nigeria, a lot of the suicide bombers, guess what? They were like little kids and women. Meanwhile, you're looking for a so-called, the profile military age male, right? To
Yeah.
commit these bombs,
The prototypical jihadist.
right? Looking for a military age male. But guess what? A lot of them were children and women. You see how that works.
Yeah.
So instead of you, because they'll switch up. If they know that you're looking for military age males, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change the game up. Okay, well you're targeting our military age males. Well, I'm gonna start sending females in, and these females I'm bringing in with children. Now what?
I'm
You see?
yeah, I'm going to see if I can find something over here real quick on uh because um I shoot, I don't even know where to look. The I saw earlier it was almost a steady line for as far as you could see coming down this mountain outside of California near the border, just a line of humans, males, coming down, and the reporter, upon talking to them, they were all from Kazakhstan.
And you know where that is? North of Afghanistan, right? That's north of Afghanistan.
Do what?
Kazakhstan is north of Afghanistan.
Right? Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
and
Just south of Russia.
right. So I'm just like, okay, when did these people start wanting to come to the United States? You see?
Yeah. Um, I don't. I mean, I'm sure there are conflicts going on all around the world, but there's not like anything to flee from Kazakhstan.
So like if you've never seen these people start to flow into the United States, and all of a sudden you start to see all these people flowing in, red flags should start to go up. You see,
Yeah.
red flags should start to go up.
Now, here's another unintended consequence, Chris, that I want to get out. Um, Everybody's well aware that we've got all these immigrants coming in illegally from all different ethnicities and all different countries. And my concern is that if we do have an election in November of 2024, that the election, the polling places are going to be armed. People are going to be armed outside polling places, detaining people from coming in to vote. Um, and and I think you can probably guess where that would head. Um, that anybody that's not a white male is going to get questioned.
Yeah,
stuff, and probably, you know what I'm
oh yeah,
saying, right?
oh yeah, definitely.
That's you could see that unfolding.
All day, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Just because I mean, to the people with the guns, anybody that doesn't look like them has to be illegal.
Exactly. See, so a lot of Black Americans better pay attention, you know,
Yeah,
to do that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because they'd be like, well, you don't look like you're an American, just like what are you talking about? But that's the way they're going to carry that. So um, you just got to be aware. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna hop over here to the chat uh, and say hi to again. Not going away, Lori Arnold. Uh, Lori Arnold says they're starting to come through the Canadian border too.
So they're going to hit us from both sides,
Um,
right? From both
I'm
sides.
not.
So they're
Uh,
on the north and the south, right?
yeah, it sounds like
So
it.
so what's Canada? So what's
Um,
Canada doing to prevent them from coming here to the United States?
I don't know. That's something I need to look into. I really, my focus had been primarily on the South. I really hadn't, heard a lot about the North. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked at all. Um, Christine says we've had so many sleeper cells prior to the border issue, and the border issue is just adding to the sleeper cells. You want to speak on that,
Yeah,
Chris?
yeah. I think we covered that before on past shows where we
Yeah, but yeah,
about the
but
sleeper cells, right? And it's just we really weren't concerned about the Chinese. You see, who were we concerned about? We were concerned about uh, the Muslims, the Arabs, the Arab Muslim population coming in, or the should we say the jihadists? Let me clarify that. We're concerned about the jihadists coming in, right? We
yeah,
weren't
whether they be Persian or Sunni or Shiite.
Shia, right? But we were concerned about the jihadists coming in. We weren't concerned about the Chinese coming in at all, right? So them bringing the Chinese in
Yeah,
adds whole
2 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, only 400 Chinese people even tried to come in.
right. So now you have I don't know how many, but not only that, think about all the people come up from Venezuela. You see, yeah,
Hmm.
and those are the gangs coming in. So you they're all criminals. You see what I'm saying? All of them are criminals. So they're just here to cause trouble. Okay, they're really going to destabilize the country. That's what they're trying to do, destabilize the country.
And the financing is probably coming from various BRICS governments.
Of course, and like that, it only makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Shelly G says it's been a few years. I'm just flabbergasted. It's just now becoming a talking point. Millions and millions have come right in, no vetting, nothing, like WTH. Um, and she's right. This isn't something that just started a month ago.
No,
As far as people,
no,
go ahead.
no, no. And I think people have just been the media hasn't really focused in on it, right? Until lately, and I can remember maybe
And once the focus got in on it, they tightened the border up.
right, but now I did they impeached Mayorkas, didn't they? Or they impeached
Yes, they did by one vote.
right. So you know who he's taking his marching orders from the president. You see,
Hmm.
so he's only limited to do certain things. You say
Right,
so like
right.
even I mean, he's only a little bit of the problem. The bigger problem is at the head of government, and that's President Biden. That's where he's given the orders to do X, Y, and Z. But no one, of course, people are saying stuff to him, but he's going to continue to do what he wants to do, and I can't understand who's behind him to even let this occur.
I can't
Is,
understand.
is he in bed with another group? You see, like how
Like this potential Illuminati elite that are actually pulling the strings.
right?
Uh,
Somebody is
I
because
mean, somebody's pulling the strings because this is not in the best interest of the safety of the United States in the perilous times that we are in.
no, it isn't. So therefore, if you have a president doing something like this, somebody else has got to be pushing that our president to do this. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And these are just our opinions, but yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing going on in Germany. You see, and other countries other countries.
Oh yes, yeah. You want to talk about what's going on in Germany? I'm reading the questions. Go ahead and talk about what's going on in Germany.
So in Germany, it's kind of like the same thing. All right, there's a whole migrant issue. And I think was that in Germany? I forgot what country that the African migrants started to riot and started to burn stuff up. I'm trying to remember the country. I'm drawing a blank.
That it happened in. I think it happened in Sweden. Might have even happened in Finland. It's happened in several places
Right, but
in Europe.
right. So we haven't gotten to that point yet, but we're going to get there. You see, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So the stuff that's already happened in Europe is going to happen in the United States. You see, it's just the inevitable.
And it's primarily the big cities in the United States.
Right, exactly.
But at the same time, they're also being bussed out to the suburbs. It's and
Let me ask you this, Barry. How much money?
These are just the ones we know about.
Right. So how much money do you think the federal government has given these blue cities to bring these migrants in?
How much money?
Yeah, funding, because there's no way.
Okay, you got to get. Let's say they're coming from China. They got to get from China to Caracas, Venezuela, and then they come over up through Ecuador, up through Central America to the southern border. I'm saying that's probably 10 grand just to get to there.
All right, so
per person.
Let me ask you this, right? You're the political guy, so I was reading something today on how allegedly Mayor Adams is
Mayor of Chicago, for those that don't know.
No, Mayor Adams
or New York.
New York, right? Is removing residents out of Harlem and allowing the migrants to take over Harlem. I'm like,
I've heard that.
Yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute. That makes no sense. I mean, it does, but why would who's actually allowing this to occur? And how much money, are they getting to allow this to occur?
Oh, okay. All right. See, I was thinking how much money it would cost for somebody to get to our border. You're talking about how much money who's giving that money? I assume the federal government is funding all of this and giving, funneling it down to New York City. And you know, you got to think that I would say at least $5,000 a month per person is probably what's allocated.
right? But the whole thing about it,
Because you got to figure that money's going to get skimmed, you know,
right? So my place is my question is,
and it'll probably end up being like 3,500.
so my question is, are
Go
they
ahead.
trying to replace Americans with migrants? Because
That's a theory. That's a theory, and um, primarily that theory is among the white community, because the white community's been the majority community for a long time, and now it's not going to be such anymore. And the more migrants that come in and eventually become citizens, the less significant the white population is, and the white people are taking notice of that.
so I think we touched upon this, where they said that, I forgot what year it was, but the white population was going to be the minority and no longer the majority in the
Right.
United States. You see?
I
So
think it's 2025. It's coming up here real quick.
yeah, so I don't. It could be a combination of things, but I think that's one of them.
Hmm.
You see, and what I don't know if they're even trying to start something in this country, you know, to where um, the whites, and it's going to be the whites versus the non-whites, you know,
Yeah.
so in this country, because if listen, if you keep letting these gang members and all these other people come in, do you really think Americans are going to allow that to occur? They're
Uh,
going to get tired and be like, "Well, I'm not enough of this." And once they start getting violent, oh, you can forget it. See?
yeah. People. I mean, that's what we started this out with was the guy organizing this trucker thing. Um, Simply because he's going to take matters into his own hands. Well, if there are people that will take matters into their own hands that way with the trucker thing, I can just about guarantee you there are going to be people that'll take matters into their own hands if gangs start killing, if migrant gangs start killing people.
Oh, they will. Oh, they will.
Yeah,
And then from there, it becomes like a vigilante thing. You see, and then it just them, you know,
yeah,
it'll just be them against other gang members and against other Americans. And it's not just going to be, oh, we're going to wipe out these gangs. It's going to be, we're wiping out all migrants. You see?
yeah. I mean, it's not like it's unprecedented in World War II. After Pearl Harbor, United States rounded up everybody of Japanese descent.
That's right.
Um, were they all threats? No. Do you understand why they did it? The reactionary action? Yeah, you do. It doesn't justify it, but we're not talking about right and wrong here. We're just talking about causalities and
Exactly.
things that are going to be happening.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Influx of illegals, local clinic were being tended to before American citizens who were dying of cancer. Um, Ding, ding, ding! The Great Replacement. That's
That's what I said. I really think they're trying to replace us. I really do. There's just
you
no
really.
way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
And listen. Could you imagine you bring those people in and they start working for half, right, of what us as Americans, have been working at? You see what I'm saying? No,
and they would, and a lot of them would be a lot easier to control.
exactly. So from that standpoint. it would make sense. Hey, we'll just take these guys and they'll work, they'll work harder but for less money. You see, and
Yeah.
we'll just keep them employed, and we won't hire other Americans, and we'll just push the Americans out. And that right there is a recipe for disaster. It really is.
um, oh, Leonard Taylor, I don't know why you got put in timeout. Um, okay. Not going away. Leonard, just behave yourself, man. Welcome. But don't mess with the mods, you know. Um, okay, people are having conversations. Uh, hey, Dean Wall. We are talking possibilities of things here. Um, we're not talking any absolutes in any. Um, we're just talking about how things how illogical things are, and why are they illogical, and what happened to common sense. Um, and I think I think for a while now, Chris, we've both been talking about how this there are people that want us in conflict, whether that conflict be race, um, whether it be uh, religion. Um, they want us in conflict, or it sure feels that way.
Well, it definitely feels that way, but you can see they're pushing towards that, right? Um, that's that's where this is going. I'm not like I'm not a blind individual, but if you keep bringing other groups of people in and you're giving more to them into your own, that's going to cause conflict. You see?
Yeah, absolutely. And also it's we're not only bringing them in and trying to integrate them, we're bringing them in and massing them, putting them in centralized locations. Um, and I'd say the potential for nefarious communications in those situations are probably a lot better than if we dispersed them.
Yeah.
You know.
But Barry, I really, I don't know if you can see it, but I can. And it's in these blue cities, you know, they're these gang members are going to start to take control. You're going to see warlords start to arise out of this, you know, and there's only so much the police can do. The police, if the police aren't going to be able to fight everyone, you see, they're not going to be able to do that. So this is where the vigilantes are going to come in and help the police clean up things in these blue cities. A lot,
Okay.
a lot of times,
Uh, I want to post something else here. You're talking about the blue cities, the cities run by Democratic mayors, Democratic um, councils. Um, Having your okay, for those that don't know, Chris was a cop in D.C. He's been in the military. He's got his own business. He's a security expert and counterterrorism. Um, Chris, there are established gangs. I mean, there there are established gangs in these cities already. Most of them, their names are part of the public lexicon. The Latin Kings, the Crips, the Bloods, and then there are all the other various, not so well known gangs, but there are gangs on a national level already. They are not going to be happy about other gangs coming in, are they?
No, because a lot of that stuff now it could be a matter of territory. You see, and you might have gangs going at each other, and then you're gonna have the vigilantes going at the gangs, and you're gonna have the police going at the migrant gangs. You see, so it just becomes um, one big quagmire. You see, that
Yeah.
it just but if you really wanted to, you would have all. If this is what I would do, we talk about war by proxy all the time, correct? That's what we always talk about, right? So if I were like the mayor of New York, I would have I might send somebody out to talk to um, one of the gang leaders in New York and be like, hey, we don't want this gang here. Let's get rid of them. And I talked to someone maybe like from the vigilante group, maybe like those who were those guys that wear the red berets.
The Angels,
Yeah,
Curtis, oh my
I know
gosh,
who you're talking about.
they,
and
yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and let,
Somebody bring it up in
right,
chat.
and
Um,
talk to him and be like, hey, these gangs really getting out of control. Let's put a squash on it. Then I still got NYPD to go out and do what they do. But the bottom line is, I would have enough of the police, the vigilantes, and those other gangs to squash. You see, the migrant gangs. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does.
So that's
I mean, you know, it's flabbergasting that we're even discussing this, that we've even got to this point, but it's not fiction. Actually, there's probably a high probability we see this happen in some city, if not
right.
multiple cities.
Yep. But that's just what I would do. I mean, I seriously doubt that they would do that, but I've seen too much, and that's exactly what I do. I would use all my resources to get rid of the migrant gangs in the blue cities. It's exactly what I do. The police can't do it by themselves. So,
No. Um, Crazy. All right, man. You come back on. You come back on Friday
I certainly
at
will.
9.
Friday night, 9 o'clock.
All
I'll be
right.
there.
Okay, and we will open it up Friday night again. We'll have the link posted at the top again, like um, last Friday. Anybody that wants to come up and has a question, wants a comment, wants to discuss something that we aren't talking about. Something that's important that we might be overlooking. Um, you'll have that chance Friday night. We'll do it at 9 o'clock.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna talk to you.
All right. Thank you,
Okay,
Chris.
you take
Yeah,
care.
we'll be talking with
Have
you.
a good night.
No, you do the same.
All right.
Peace. That's our friend Chris. Again, thank you all for being here. Um, Interesting conversation. Always an interesting conversation with Chris. But we'll do it again Friday at 9. We'll be back on live, and again, you'll have your chance to come up with us if you'd like, and we hope you will. In between, then I may be back on live. I'm not sure if it's warranted, and may be dropping some of those short recorded episodes just on one topic or two, and I will say. Thank you everybody for being here. Sonic Praxis, Ellie B, Christina W. My gosh, Hello, D, and G Abbott. Who is G Abbott? G is a very prolific satirical video maker. And yeah. So, again, thank you all for being here. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. And we will be back. Be back on Friday night, 9 p.m. Chris will be joining us. And we'll see what happens between now and then, whether I'm back on or not. But thank you. Thank you all. Love you all like chocolate chip cookies. It is a dark world. Try to be a light. The world needs more lights. Thanks again for being here.